Hello, everyone, and welcome to the
Who Cares podcast.
I'm Cookie.
It's Eshi here.
It's Cello here.
And today's episode is very timely because we are going to talk about our favorite month. I want to skip February, actually.
Your favorite.
Pero ikaw
Yes.
lang yata, friend.
I want to skip February, please, and then go to March because it's my favorite month. This is something that I'm very passionate to talk about. It's all about women empowerment. Women empowerment. And I know it's 2 against 1, so we actually called for backup today. I'm sure a lot of people know this guy, and actually we met him because he was outside. He was so bored, so we had to approach him and ask like, "Hey, what are you doing?
You look so bored,
You
dude.
look so bored, as in super." So
Come here, dude. Please help me.
he was very welcoming. He said yes to the pot. No, but Macky is a good friend, and we're all familiar with his writings and Facebook. He talks about relationships, but mostly how to treat women right. I'm not sure if you would agree, but that's how I would interpret it. So, everyone, let's all welcome Macky.
Round of applause for our guest, Macky.
Camera 1 ba? Camera 2?
No, we don't have.
Okay.
Hindi ako na hindi ko na gets yung joke, sorry. But yes, Macky, thank you for joining us.
you.
It's an honor.
Pwede mag-laugh sa joke ni Macky first. There's camera 2 for the laugh. There's camera 1 for the seriousness.
May top view pa tayo dito.
Yes, hello. And over here, you can say hi to the TFC subscribers. Okay. Okay, now we can go back to your passionate topic.
Okay, so we wanted to make this episode a little special by inviting someone that can talk about feminism as well, or what we call man allies. Diba? It's not just feminists, but we also have men that support a lot of women in their lives, and they're called man allies. If you're not familiar with that, what do you call that term? So first, we all know what an empowered woman is, right? We know what feminism is, but every one of us has like a unique definition of what feminism is. So, who wants to start, Maddie?
Why don't you start? Tuloy mo na.
Grabe talaga. Bakit
Tuloy
parang
mo
may
na.
bullying na nagaganap today?
Ayun pa takagpasa din na, friend.
Okay, so
I'll ask you the question. What
Thank you
is
so much. I
feminism
thought I was hosting.
Oo, okay. Para naman hindi ka masyado mapagod. What to you is feminism and women empowerment?
Since we have
and what
a
is the
guest.
importance of being a woman?
since we have a guest naman,
Pasa-pasa lang ito.
Napasa kay Macky.
Ikot-ikot lang.
No, it would be my pleasure to really start and, give my definition of feminism. And I'll borrow the words of, sino ba? Priyanka Chopra. I think she's one of my favorites when it comes to, talking about feminism. She's a proud and loud feminist. So for me, being a feminist or an empowered woman, it doesn't have to be man versus woman. It doesn't have to be, a man-hating environment. But feminism really is you having the freedom to make choices for yourselves and not being judged about it. So that for me is feminism. So if I do something, if I choose something, everyone around me, as long as I don't kill, I don't, what do you call that? I don't break the law, then my decision is, should be good. I shouldn't be judged for it. So that's feminism for me. So
Thank you.
That was contestant number 1.
Yeah. So, ano siya, ready siya. Well, I think I have to start with saying we have come a long way in this women empowerment thing.
Yes.
In this women empowerment thing, we just say it sounded like such a small thing to just talk about, pero the women before us have really fought for it so hard. So, thank you to the women in the past, to the
Rosa Parks, Gabriela Silang,
ang alam ko
Tuason,
ang gusto ko lang
Texon.
sabihin ang mga little women.
Louisa May Alcott, thank you so
yun lang
much.
yung metaphor ko eh. Grabe yung seriousness mo sa mga Gabriela Silang.
Nandito si Gabriela Silang.
Oo.
Yeah, because she's one of, diba, she revenged for her husband. That's why she started the revolution. So,
Oo. Magsisinopsis na tayo ng movie dito. Feminism for me is for a woman to be able to stand on her own and be able to express herself, her authenticity. And I thank you. Yun lang talaga yung ko-contribute ko sa feminism. But I'm really grateful where we are at now. Parang the equality of how we have the freedom, yes, for sure. Yeah. How about you, Jel? What is your input about feminism insights?
Kaya ako eh. Nakapilagi ko. Pero bitaw, seriously, feminism for me is kanang, I think since I'm surrounded with women when I was growing up, nakita na ako ang mama, 'di ba? Yes, So nakita na ako akong mama ba ang iyang struggles, ang iyang mga challenges when we were growing up. Kaya syempre upat mi kabuok, 'di ba? So I think for me feminism is all about choosing what is right, believing for what you believe in. Tapos without any katong I agree with what you said, friend, na kana ganing you don't have to be afraid of what you are doing because you know yourself, you know what you believed in, grounded ka sa imong mga values in life, and knowing na wala kay ginaapakan na laing mga tao. I think that's one of the kanang mga definition of feminism. And also kanapud ganing helping one another ba nga 'di ba nga kanang not to be overly competitive with this gender thing na kanang gisulod ginako to no.
Gusto nating ipaglaban
Gusto na ko to imong debate.
na feminism is
Sorry
all about
po,
no what
talaga.
he's trying to say is feminism is all about equality.
Yeah.
And we're not
Cooperation,
trying to
cooperation.
compete against a different gender.
Yes, exactly.
yun.
Understand, friend. Don't worry.
So,
Thank you for
And
rephrasing.
after nito, magbabadminton tayo.
Thank you for
So-
rephrasing it for me, Maddie.
pero it's good to hear na from a male, 'di ba, na
Exactly.
we are all about equality. So what about you, Mac?
Yes, ato ang bisita karon.
Sa akin naman, lang talaga equal opportunity. A lot of times kasi there's a notion na men are given, of course, yung meron tayong advantages as men, right? I do believe talaga. I do believe I do believe na meron ding equality dapat sa opportunities given to both. So yun.
Very nice. Those are different, anong tawag dyan? Different definitions of feminism, but they all, form a very diverse and lovely way of looking at women. And, we always see an empowered woman as someone that's successful, that's someone that's strong, but behind those is yung tinatawag natin na man allies, right? They also have friends na are like willing to support them, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, the next one is, since we're talking about feminism, and we've come a long way, just like what Eshi said. Ishi pala si Eshi. But yeah, let's discuss the challenges or even put our own parang experience of, the challenge that we faced because we're women. So, Macky, because we're women. No. So the first one, I think the elephant in the world is gender equality in the workplace. Have you ever experienced, Maddie? Because we have what we call glass ceiling, wherein a woman cannot be promoted because if they're married and they might have kids in the future. And then I think there's a term in a company wherein it's more costly if you hire a woman because, again, we have maternity leaves, we have those. So I personally haven't experienced that, but that's one of the things that women face today, right?
I'm very happy to not be in that kind of environment naman.
exactly.
So, san ba yan? San ba yan? Gusto ko.
Padole natin.
Ano po kami?
Meron pa bang ganyan, Maddie?
I'm not
my gosh.
sure, but it's one of the, especially
stop.
in Hollywood, it's very, how do I say that? It's an issue right now. It's a big issue because the pay difference between an actor and an actress is kind of huge. It was revealed before. That's why it was kind of scandalous at that moment. So, there. And then, the good thing about, and me and Ashley, we work at the same company. Si Jalo po, tatanggalin na siya next week. Chart.
Uy.
Dili ko maka 1 month.
No, just kidding. We work in a company wherein 70% of the leadership team is women. So we don't experience that. So we're very, very blessed to be in that kind of environment. But there are stories that I hear from women wherein there's really discrimination because they're women and they don't get hired if they're pregnant. They don't get hired if, yung parang, I forgot the exact term, but yeah, that's one of the, yung parang challenges that women face.
Yeah. For me, in fact, I think, ang dami kong iniisip. In the workplace setting, again, I'm grateful to not have that kind of parang treatment at work, like what you said. Although, what I've noticed is there is double work for women. Because there are a lot of things that we go through just in a month cycle.
I know.
But we
That's
have
true.
to like power through all those instances. You cannot deny that on a prime age, ako before when I was younger, I'm like, ka-OA kanang hormonal
Yeah.
imbalance or something, like you feel differently, you have different cravings. When you were young, you don't experience it. Talagang nod lang si Macky. Yes, ikaw din. When you're young, parang wala naman. But when you are in your 30s, meron pala talaga, like you experience different moods, and then but being on a different leadership stage, you have to power through.
Exactly.
So I feel like it's double work for me, but I'm really happy na walang judgment. Like on some days I catch myself being extra emotional, but I'm very mindful naman and I'm conscious. So yun, nothing in the workplace, but there are instances where I do feel like there is such work that is not recognized that women are doing to become or to be able to perform at the level that they are performing. So parang kulang pa nga sa recognition, I feel like. So yeah, hands up to the women. So yeah. What do you notice sa workplace?
Well,
Maja?
actually, I'm happy to know na wala mo naka-experience og mga ingato na klase nga discrimination sa inyong workplace. Coming from a corporate na kanang work environment man pud good. I am thankful na during my stay sa ingato nga environment, I think wala ko naka-experience nakakita firsthand na kanang naaing ana na klase nga kanang discrimination, like dili nila pilion ang tawag ana ang kaninga employees because kay she's a woman and all that stuff. Pero I think some companies do that because it's their preference. It doesn't really kana ganing murag mali kay because some will argue na kanang nga naman kay ngani man, pero I think that it's all about preference. But gusto lang na ko i-add ba na kanang if you are a person nga kanang knows your capability, yung mga skills and all that stuff, I think tawag ana then you present yourself well during your interview and all that, then you make yourself really kanang ma-hire gid ka ba, and you have to get this job, 'di ba? Kuan pud na siya. I think dili lang man pud sa mga babae lang man pud na kay 'di ba? We all have to prove ourselves when we are in a workplace, 'di ba? Even in our family, kailangan man pud nato siya i-prove, 'di ba? Pero what I'm trying to say is that kanang tawag ana you really just have to know yourself, your capabilities and all that stuff para dili pud ka ma-discriminate kay at one point in our lives, maputingalin na magud ing ana na klase nga challenges kay because we are dealing with different kinds of people, different kinds of environment, ang mga culture, 'di ba? So you really need to know how to navigate, rise up in all the challenges, 'di ba? Nga kanang ano. That's all.
Pastor Jello, thank you so much. How about you, Macky? Like workplace wise, have you like observed
For me, siguro kasi medyo blessed din ako sa mga naging workplace ko. There's not much that I've seen. In fact, yung mga leaders namin sa current company where I work at, females, right? Ang country, hindi nga ang president ng Asia Pacific namin is a woman. The director of our department is also a woman, right? So, yeah, I think yun din, medyo blessed lang ako dun. It also goes to show though na hindi din kasi nga siya, like you said, hindi naman siya dahil lang female sila or males. Yeah, it's because they've worked for it and
They've proven their worth.
exactly. Alam mo yung, and I get that, right? Yung hormonal things, those come into play. Pero kasi especially when you're already in middle to higher management, hindi naman na masyado magmamatter the way I see it, right? The way I've been working. Hindi na masyado nagmamatter yung ilang days ka ba pumasok this week, ilang hours ba nilagay mo. As long as the outcome, yung projects mo talagang yung initiatives mo, maganda yung results, I think that should matter more. So in any case that there would be yung pagiging unfair sa ganun, I think I would be able to notice. Luckily lang din talaga wala. So, props to, hindi tayo magme-mention. We're not paid for that.
My promo. Anyways, thanks for sharing. I'm glad that things really have changed, no? The way you guys share your experience, the way women are in the companies now, they're welcomed in the leadership role, right? Kasi nga naman, magaling kayo mag-organize, no? Just kidding. But yeah, another thing, which Eshi already opened up, is, the stereotypes in women. Like, when you say babae, there's always that, yung parang finalized na judgment towards if she's a girl. Another, like the first one is weak, emotional, soft, indecisive women. Ano pa ba? Binabasa ko lang eh. No, but let's talk about, let me share my experience. Meron ba ako? Oh yeah. I think the recent, no, I'm not gonna mention it. But, no.
Because you started it.
Safe space naman to. Lahat lang ng tao malalaman yung story.
Just, between us and the TFCs.
Oh my gosh.
Lalo tayo dyan.
Pasok si Macky ah. No, I was labeled as, ano ba? Like emotional in my previous company. I forgot the exact reason, but it stuck in my mind. So it was something that was taken against me because, again, I'm passionate. Diba? I would define it as being passionate, but they tagged me as emotional. So, because with men, if they're really sure of like what they're saying, they're passionate about something, it's labeled as passionate, I think. And then for women, we're kind of labeled as emotional, and it's tainted because, again, we're women. So, I've had my share of that as well. I just remembered, but it was the first time because we were raised strong, good by Papa Turing. Shout out Papa Turing. So, it's. Ay, sorry. Thank you so much. Okay, maalaala mo kaya, camera? Oh my gosh. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's sad that we're labeled as that. Wherein, we're capable of a lot of things. We can decide well. We can decide with full wisdom. Same as, the opposite sex as well. So yeah, how about you, Maddie?
Sometimes it's affected siguro by how we deliver our thoughts. So maybe that. Pero I strongly disagree that there are any parang differences in terms of decision. In fact, mas pa gani ang babae, mas opinionated. Or maybe because of that, mas opinionated. So, minsan because we're too opinionated, parang shut up. Parang gusto nilang, they want to shut us down. Funny ang akong i-share. So, stereotyping, and I do this myself. So, my husband and I, kami ni Noel, when we're parking, tapos pag we see someone having difficulty sa parking, we would bet. Sige, babae siya or lalaki, we would bet. And then,
Oh no!
And then, babae na siya. Pag maglisod siya og park, babae, automatically. And then, pag, confused siya sa mga turns, o kaya, balasuba sa dalan, kanang wala nag-use of turn signals, o kaya ikat ka, lalaki yan. Lalaki, very aggressive na driver.
Double standards.
Oo, double standards. Pagka medyo slow, o kaya, ay, naku, naga-swerve lang, chika-chika, naga-phone yan ba? Babae yan. Mga ganon. So, bakit may mga ganong, may mga ganong definition? Oo. Pag kaskasera yan. Pag naka-rush, ganon. Si Cookie yan.
Wrong.
Mga ganon na common stereotypes because they perceive women as yun nga, indecisive, parang cannot decide. Oo. Like for shopping, for example, we take our time in shopping.
No, that's not
like,
true.
We Ako, my sister, I'm talking from experience. So, iba-iba naman. So, my sister, she wants to fit everything first. And then she'll put it back and then come back pa later. Because she'll check all the shops pa.
That leads.
Oo, my sister, Hawa, please stop. I'm also, yes. I'm also a woman, no? Magaling lang ang doktor ko, but I'm a woman. Hindi naman ako ganyan. Personal, he knows, okay, I'm gonna look at hoodies. Although, pwede nang i-stop ang mga hoodies. How many hoodies are there ba for a guy? Ikaw ba? Ilang hoodies dapat?
I own one.
Oo, bakit? Paras lang ng color lahat. Black.
Mga lang ang design.
Oo, so ganon.
Exactly. And then no judgment. What are your, yung parang, anong tawag dyan? Your stereotypes. Yeah.
Gusto na ko to balikan tong imuhang gi-share, friend ba, kay kanang, it's sad to know na kana ganing na-label ka sa ing ato. Kay, as kanang nag-recall ko ba, thankfully, dili ko ing ana magtanaw sa isa ka tao gani. Kay it's because, ginatanaw na ko ang isa ka tao based on her or his capabilities, sa iyang attitude. Kay because everyone can be passionate, di ba? Kung naa ka sa trabaho, you need passion kay para mas magawas nimo ang imuhang 100% or even more of your talents or whatever, mga ideas, di ba? Kanang, it's sad to know na ay mga tao nga nag-ingana na kanang, kay it's because you're emotional or being too passionate, kanang ingana ba nga kanang, I think murag wala mi gipadako sa ako ang mama nga kana ganing magtan-aw sa isa ka tao nga kanang based on gender. Murag makasad na nga at na experience gani nimo. Kato as I recall pod murag thankfully dili pod ko ing ana magtan-aw gyud nga nganong gihimo man na sa isa ka ako babae siya. Kanang ing ana gani. It shouldn't be like that manggo, diba? Kay you really have to kanang look at the situation sa in a holistic way ba nganong kailangan man nganong gihimo man to nimo. Kay it's because naa siya mga na siya cause and effect ba? 'Di ba? Prior na may mga nahitabo na mga incidents or whatnot or mga decision niya nganong ni lead sa ing ana na klase nga situation, 'di ba? Supposedly dapat ing ana unta, although syempre dili pud ko makaingon nga nang ing ana ko every time ay sa tanan nga mga kwan, pero as much as possible ba kana ganing critical pud ta sa ato ang way of thinking gani. Pero sometimes being too emotional man pud good will kanang mag-jump man pud dayon kita sa conclusions gani, 'di ba? Pero as much as possible murag atuon lang sa siya una, no? I mean before you murag ing ana ba, before you speak it out ba nga kana ganing murag i-ensure sa nimo na kanang tama pud ba ni siya, maka-hurt ba ni siya or basig sobra ra pud ta kaayo. 'Di ba? Kanang ing ana. Kay even I think some males pud kanang pud mga emotional, 'di ba? Naman po yung mga papa nga dali ra mo hilak. 'Di ba? Naman po yung mga I mean, 'di ba na yung mga ing ana nga papa, nakoy kay ila nga papa, sa shout out sa papa ni
Shout out to Team Macky.
'Di ba kanang naay mga fathers na kana ganing they are not afraid to show their emotions, 'di ba? I mean, salute sa kanang mga ing ana na klase nga mga ano mga kanang kana ganing wala okay lang sa ilaha na makitaan sila na mohilak sila nga kanang mag-show sila og kanang gratitude, appreciation sa mga anak, silang asawa or sa ilang family. Anak gani.
Yeah, I mean that's the other side of the coin. Men, on the other hand, are perceived to be, they have to be strong all the time. And then women, they have to be soft, they have to be nurturing and caring. And then when they see a woman as strong, independent, empowered, parang back off.
Diba, parang ing ana na.
You can't sit with us, ha? Oh, ganon.
You just have to stand there.
Ano so?
Labas ka. Stereotype.
Yeah. Pero diba, nice tong ing ana. Pero sa stereotyping mo pod kay kanang sa shopping, I really don't like going with my sisters or kanang sa awang mama kay kapuyan ko. Dili ko gusto mag-uban-uban, dili hate na nako gyud. So kailahi man gud ko kung tayo ato ko sa mall no. Ginaisip na nako daan unsa ako ang paliton.
Yeah, same.
Tapos pag naa gani masegway kay murag mairita ko. Kanang ana kanang I mean masigsa ako kana ganing murag na ako makaagi ko sa kanang di man ni dapat sa lalo na ako no pero sige na lang kanang ana pero kung kana sa akong mga mama or sa akong mga sisters sa una kay kuan pod ko kanang dili ko muuban kanang mo dili lang ko maghulat or i-text la ko ninyo kung asa man mo kanang ana kay kapuya ko na ako'y limit sa kanang ana kanang magtanaw-tanaw o kanang kapuyan ko nga ato from one shop to another kanang ana good kana ganing magdugay kayo dili lang dapat unta nagtanaw lang sa sanina nananaw po sila gamit sa balay nananaw po sa kurtina nananaw po sila
Women empowerment po ang episode na ito. I'm just kidding.
kapoy kayo
Ipagpatuloy natin ang ating mga ginagawa.
Shopping empowerment.
What other stereotype examples have you observed, Mac, for women?
Wala akong maisip off the top of my head.
Positive or negative?
Pero-
all good.
Sa stereotypes naman kasi, ang opinion ko talaga is, some of them are true, right? There are certain things that are true. For example, yung pagiging emotional. From my experience kasi, most of my cousins are girls. Most of my friends are girls. My mom is obviously a girl. So very emotional nga. And it's not always a bad thing. It just has to be put in the right in the right category. May mga roles na demand more emotions at play. Meron din namang mga certain decisions na parang hindi kasi masyado ideal kapag tinitingnan mo yung emotions. Dapat medyo mas logical yung approach. So, I think I think it's more of supposedly picking the right person for the job, not so much the sex of the person. So yun, I guess yun lang naman yung opinion ko in that on that matter, sorry. Pero yung sa mga female driving, yun nga, may mga ganun na rin. yung mom ko, so my dad died when I was 12, and my mom started driving after that. Although nagda-drive naman siya from time to time. Siya mismo yung babae to. Gagano siya, di marunong pumarada, babae yan. Sinasabi ko siya. Ganun siya.
For me, no, I find it really sexy nga. Ganing mga old women nga kanang nag-drive gani on their own. Ganahan kayo kung magtanaw anak. Like kanang mga 60s, kanang mga anak, kanang mga 70, kanang ma-amaze ko. Kanang ganing wow kaya ano. Or even kanang sa mga public utility vehicles gani, di ba na yung mga babae nga nag-drive like sa jeepney or even taxi mo na ako nakita sa una yata. So kanang maka-amaze ko, maganahan ko nga kanang makita nga kanang mga babae magpark or kanang mukalit og liko.
No, just kidding. But yeah, those are true because again, it's a pattern, right? That's why they were called stereotypes. But not everyone. Same with men. Not everyone. Yung parang, again, same. We're talking about double standards. Now, this one is kind of controversial because it's a common thing now. If you millennials, I forgot the exact survey, but the women, or not just women, but yung parang their choice in life is not to get married in their 20s, even at their 30s. They're really career driven, and sometimes we're being judged for that. Me, I'm taking yung parang I'll put myself as an example. I'm 36, I'm not married, I don't have kids. I'm asked by a few relatives lang naman. I have
And how many? Important yung many. Pag may mga 13 cats na medyo.
Oy, grabe sila. Oh my gosh. No, I just have 3 cats. But sometimes it's trivial for others. Why ganito yung choice ko in life? Like, why don't I have kids? Why am I not married? So, I remember, and I'll share this personal choice, and I think there's nothing wrong with it. I was talking to a friend because they were planning to have kids, blah, blah, blah. And they were asking me, and I was like, even if I'm married, my choice in life is not to have kids. So they were very surprised with that decision, which I don't blame them because, again, society tells us that, when you're married, you really have to have kids, blah, blah, blah. But for me, I have a different choice. And again, we're sometimes judged by those choices. Like, we're labeled as selfish, we're labeled as too worldly or something like that, but they don't really get the parang decision behind it. So it's one of the things na I often find challenging for me when sharing to a person. I don't often share that thought na I don't want kids, but right now I'm more comfortable because I think I've finally, how do I say that? Yung parang finalized that decision, and that's for me. That's how I want my life to be. So that's my decision. How about you, Maddie?
I would just like to add that that's your decision. Pero when you get married, it's a union of two, so it might change, Pero gusto ko lang sabihin, so kaya tayo mag-uusap. Ano ba? Nothing is final.
Yeah.
Oo. So
Don't
anyway.
close your door.
Oh, wow.
Don't close your uterus.
Don't put IUD.
Okay, let's cut. No, just yeah, go for it, man.
Challenges. I think na all all these challenges in terms of career choices and path boils down to the type of environment that you grew in. Like if you were raised by baby boomer parents, they were in this specific career path. So they expected for their children to be the same. Like when you graduate, you have to graduate with a katong naagid siya title, like you have to be a lawyer, you have to be a policeman. Growing up from a province, ha, because if I say I'm doing digital marketing, I'm doing virtual assistance work for digital marketing, before parang kulang na video with a fam, parang is this video, no, is this show me, parang is this porn? close na sa ganun. Madi, grabe talaga. So oo, ang alam lang nila na profession, yung mga matay talaga, doctors, teachers, accountants. So, oo, the traditional path. Oo. So, after you graduate, then you become stable on your job and then you find a man and then the man should provide for you and take care of you and then wala na, forget about your whatever you have. Oo. Forget about yourself, dedicate your life to becoming a mother and support what is written in the Bible to go forth and multiply. Yun na yung goal mo in life. So if you, yung parang
Si Dual po.
that is why I always say it's important to choose your life partner wisely, because then if you parang put your value into things like parang your ano ba yan, diploma, your work, if that's how you perceive your value to be, or your children, they are my treasure, of course they are, but then on your retirement phase when you're 60, you're by yourself and you're with your partner, what about you? Like, what's your self-worth? How do you see yourself? Parang as a woman, what do you really believe in? Gusto ko lang magtanim ng kamote or ganun. But yun, career choices are all the pressure are all external for me. Yun, it's all really external. So that's the challenge. Parang although I have come to terms na I don't have to explain to everybody. Those that are the people that are important to me, I don't even have to explain to them like all of the choices, my life choices and the choices that I have with my married life and all. So yeah, just decide for what you want and what makes you happy. Create the life you love. Be the predominant force of your life. Choose health and vitality. Mga 4 recode choices. So work na tayo. Anyway, Jel, what have you noticed that are
Contestant number 2
contestant
is
number
really
2.
good.
What are the
Contestant number
challenges that women face that you have observed in careers?
First of all, ano man good no, ang success is subjective man good siya, 'di ba? Some women find kanang being a successful woman sa ila kanang become a mother. 'Di ba? Some women ganing gusto lang nila nga kato mananom lang og kanang gabi sa bukid, 'di ba? They find joy sa kanang ingana na klase nga ano ba, 'di ba? So yeah, and it's nothing wrong with that kay lagot mo na siya. So instead of having rice, na sila gabi. Diba? So, hello.
Okay na.
Pero bitaw seriously sa kanang sa unsay tawag ana katong inyohang about success sa women kay sa mga choices nila. Kato I super agree na katog yung you really have to know kung unsa man ang imong gusto, 'di ba? You really have to know kung o nga dili ka dapat basta-basta maapektuhan sa kanang mga norms sa society gani kung what is kana ganing murag expected of you kay 'di ba kung when you go against the tide murag daghan man kay slag mastorya, 'di ba? But the most important thing is especially as sa mga women kay dapat kadto kabalo ka na sa imong decision, dapat kabalo ka to stand by it, to live with it, kay kabalo ka nga wala man kay ginatapakan na ubang mga tao, 'di ba? And you are happy with it, 'di ba? So you really don't have to kanang murag isipon nimo ma-pressure ka sa ay kay basig ang ako ang mga amiga ing ani kay because true people that matters in your life dawaton kanila kung unsa ka asa man ka karon ang ana, 'di ba? So it doesn't really matter kung naba kay own nga kanang house, naba kay car or what not sa imong bank account. Ang importante is malipayon ka, you are attuned sa imong femininity. Diba? Nga kanang kabalo ka, nga ingani ka. So you really don't have to feel pressured sa katong norms nga gina-expect sa imo sa society. Just be happy and live your life according to what you really want. Diba? And I thank you.
And that's how the podcast ends. No, I'm just kidding. Macky, you.
I agree with what you guys said dun sa part na sa relationships, for example. Like, you really have to establish what you want even before getting into a relationship. So, going into the topic of having kids, for example, right? I have seen relationships naman na sila na matagal na, tas biglang either the guy or the girl is like, I don't want to have kids. And then, excuse me, of course, that doesn't end well for them. Yung last nakilala kong couple na ganun, they were together for I think 8 years, and then they ended their relationship because of that. So, yun kasi it was different naman in that sense. The girl eventually wanted to have kids and the guy didn't want to have kids pa rin. So that is very, I applaud the girl kasi most women that I know, right, or at least yung notion there is they would give in to pressure na parang kasi I'm older na. I think they're in their 40s na kasi, that couple, right? Or at least the guy was in his 40s, the girl was in her late 30s. So parang I applaud the girl for knowing what she wants. I know I want to have kids, so that's what I want. I'm gonna find someone who wants the same thing. So ayun, that really tama yung sinabi mo kanina na for me it's about knowing what you want and standing by it. And not really caring about what other people might say, and even what other women might say. Feminism is a pretty broad term. Magkakaiba din ng definition or interpretation at least ng feminism. Like some feminists would say, oh, kasi as a woman you should celebrate your body, so you're supposed to have kids. And some women would say, as a woman it's supposed to be my choice. So go figure. And then kausapin nyo na lang kami ni Jello pag nakapag-decide na kayo. Hindi, joke.
No, pero I think if I may add back kanang some people man good life is simple lang man gud unta. Some people just wants to have a complex life. Baka kana ganing daghan na kayo o kana ganing mga ano.
And there should be nothing wrong with that, right? It's their choices. Yung parang a woman wanting to have kids is good. A woman who wants to stay childless is also good. So there.
Wait lang, to add to that, since we're talking about women empowerment and also helping the rest of the women out and those that are listening, I see that as a common parang thing going on where people are not that sensitive about that topic. Yung parang, oh, you're this year married na. Well, how come you're not having kids? But you don't know the struggle that they've been through. But although I feel like the people now are more sensitive, pero yung the olders, like the aunties and all. So all goes down to like what you guys are saying na. Just don't mind and just go on with your life and stand with your choices and all. You don't have to explain to everybody.
Very nice. I love it. The very last one, a little controversial as well. This is where female rage comes in. No, just kidding. But patriarchal society. It's very, Jello and I were talking about it earlier. It's very common, especially in the Filipino culture, wherein women should, yung parang, although it's not that intense today, but there's still that yung parang stereotype na women should be anong tawag dyan? Homemakers, they should stay at home, blah, blah, blah. The guy should really earn more than the woman, blah, blah, blah. And that's because of patriarchal society, right? I'll share my experience. I think I think it's okay to share this, wherein we've met a few men wherein you feel na tinatapakan mo yung ego nila if you earn more, if you have this and that. And I think women should never feel guilty for their success. Women should never feel how do I say it? They should never fake their success just to make someone feel better, if that makes sense. So there, that's my take on that. Like, let women thrive, same as men. Again, gender equality is both sexes really thriving, not, like not being pitted with each other or putting each other down. So ganun.
It's sad that there are situations like that, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I haven't encountered. So yeah, you.
Wala ako kanahuan.
um
Wala pa mo ko nakakompose ako ang ano.
Wala na po kami brain cells today.
Wala pa mo ko na-prepared.
so I agree. Ano ba?
In simple words, I agree.
No, I don't have anything to add. So I'm just glad that I don't get to experience anything like that. But also naman women naman don't appear like they're bragging or stepping on someone's ego. Yeah. If you are earning more, if you have like better car or whatnot, then just be yourself. Parang just let all the achievements speak for themselves. You don't have to like be flashy and all. I have this and I have that, and you have this man and all. So yeah, just be you, girl.
Exactly.
So
And
nakapag-compose ka na.
no, and there's also same with yung parang gender equality, because sometimes when men brag about their success, it's celebrated differently, and then when women brag about their success, we're sorry for the word. I don't have like a better term for it. We're bitching about it. Yung parang I'm not sure if you have noticed that. Like yung parang if men try to say what they have accomplished, it's somehow valid. But if women say it, we're kind of questioned, if I may say.
Well, you're trying to say na kanang murag more acceptable if men will brag about their success and all that stuff. That's sad, no? It's sad na kanang na ay mga yung anak na klase nga group of people na, especially when you belong to that kind of group of people ba. Pero thankfully ako ang set of friends mapud good is wala may ing ana. I think
yeah, I was to say
Parang
Diba?
same tayo ng set of friends.
no, murag same ba?
No, I'm not speaking for my own experience, but it's just really like what I read in the internet, wherein women are scared to, yung parang, how do I say that? Scared to succeed because they might step on somebody's yung parang ego.
But that's their partner's problem supposedly, 'di ba?
Iba talaga.
That should not be their problem sa katong sa girl or sa woman kay kanang kato tama, you shouldn't fake your success kay para lang i-please lang nimo ang ego sa imong partner, 'di ba? So I think dapat gyud kato yung ato nga kanang murag you just have to be happy nga unsa ang na-achieve sa imong partner kay because in any kind of relationship, 'di ba, dapat mag-complement mo with each other. You should not be competing with one another man dapat, 'di ba? Okay, I mean, what's the use of having in a relationship na kung ingana lang man ang inyong mga goals, 'di ba? It should be bringing out the best in you and not the worst in you, 'di ba? So, so I think you really should be happy nga. I mean, wow, ayos no nga akong partner ingani, naabot niya ang ingani nga kanang whether it's in a corporate world, sa freelancing or what kind of industry they're into, and then they are really smashing, kanang grabe gud ba na gid sa on the top na gid kaayo. So I think it's more about attitude yata sa isa ka tao. Ganing murag when they are pretty insecure with themselves and not really secured about them, kay murag, 'di ba, you create problem that's not even there, 'di ba? So I think it's not about the katong gender.
Ilan na po talaga natin ang conversation na ito. Just kidding, friend. How about you, Macky?
Saan, I agree dun sa compatibility siya eh. Like, I think one of the toxic things in society now is when we have this certain set of things na we follow, para siya nagiging tick box na, our relationship should be like this. But it's a unique experience for everyone else, may mga, for example lang, may mga couple na, I'm okay with you checking my phone, for example. You have my password, everything's yours. Okay sa kanila yun. May mga couple din na ayaw nila ng ganon. For them, it's not right. And that's why it's a question of compatibility, right? Kasi kung walang ganon, edi everyone's gonna be dating everyone. Kasi wala ka naman ng gusto na specifically fits your standard or your idea of what a good relationship is. Um, makakalimutan ako eh. Ano nga yung kanina?
No,
Um,
just women faking you're hiding their success.
Yeah, yung sa success naman, I think na it's also a question of that there are guys kasi who prefer to provide and they want to feel like the king who does that, right? My personal take on it is I don't remember the name of the movie kasi, pero whenever I would go out with someone, ganun yung naging mindset ko because of that movie. It's a dance movie with Antonio Banderas. Yeah, basically ang sinabi lang niya dun, somewhere along the line. Parang sinabi niya somewhere, I can't quote it, pero yung thought nung sinabi niya is, when you dance with a woman, a guy's job is to be the frame. Right? And you just make the picture look even better. So, kung yung picture is the woman being successful, sa personal ko tong this is how I want to see it or how I see it. By all means, go. I-showcase mo yung success mo. I'm just a frame na would help you look better and, seem... I would add up to what you have. Kumbaga ganun. I think yung sa akin naman, ang magiging concern ko personally, I don't know about others because maybe, yun nga, for them that works. Sa akin, the concern would be if I would be provided for na lang. Yung wala na akong ginagawa.
Yes, that's true.
Yung, ay, successful ka naman eh. Sige, may pera ka naman. Or you have a great job. So, let me just get a PlayStation 5 and spend my days at home, Oo, dapat meron ka pa rin sarili mong ginagawa. So, but I've never been fazed by a more successful woman. I don't think na it should be something to be fazed by. Although nakwento ko sa ito. I once went out with a girl, if I may. I once went out with a girl, not gonna drop any names, na
Name drop.
medyo, talaga, at that time, I was going through a lot, and I was, from where I was dropped down to 0, right? And the girl just was like, oh, the first time we went out, parang, okay lang naman, sige, sagot ko, meron pa akong konting savings. I didn't have a job. I had to leave my job back then. Tapos, the second date, parang sabi niya, no, sige, 50-50 tayo because I know you're kind of on a budget. So, sige. And then the third time, she was like, I don't mind paying kasi, and then I kept turning her down na mga 5 dates in when she would ask me out. Kasi sinasabi ko, I'm out of budget, right? And then internally I was thinking, damn, ano ba? Am I being, parang toxic masculinity ba to na ayaw akong pag-asasin yung girl? And so I contemplated on it and I came to the realization it wasn't so much because she was a girl, it was because tao ako. Ayoko naman nung pabigat na lang ako, nagagastusan mo ako ng gagastusan. So unless ganun yung mindset, parang for me, that's what works. Ayoko lang din na pinagpro-provide ako through and through. Pero kung yung success niya lang, ba't ko siya pipigilan? Pagyayabang ko pa na, oh, the girl I'm dating is even more successful than me. So if you think I'm successful, you should wait for her. Diba? I don't think that's supposed to be a problem. And I feel bad that, you had to come across. But then again, if that works for them, that works for them.
Oh, diba? We're hearing it straight from a man ally. Thank you, Macky and Jella. Okay, the third one, the very last one, and I think Eshi would love to share on this as well. Like, how do we overcome those challenges? Friend, Mari, you go first.
Just be a queen.
100%.
Do you be a queen, do your thing, and choose the right partner if you go that route. Yeah, just yun lang. I don't have anything to add to it. Nag-iisip na naman siya, tas hindi pa siya nakapag-isip na maayos. Ikaw na.
Well, I think as what I've said earlier, you really have to know yourself, diba? Don't assume too much, and then enjoy, diba? I mean, enjoy your femininity, enjoy your womanhood, enjoy life. Okay, life is simple. Don't make it too complex.
We wanted complex. No, just kidding. You, Mac.
Sa akin, hindi ko siya ililimit sa financial independence. Just be independent on your own. Kasi the last thing as a person, right, is the last thing I would want for any person is wala akong choice eh kasi nakadepende ako sa kanya for this, you know. You can't let go kahit na toxic na kasi, diba? Or you're putting up with things na are beneath you, supposedly, morally, or whatever. Parang, yun, just make sure na you can hold your own. That goes for any relationship and any person. Parang, dapat ikaw sa sarili mo, you stand alone, right? And when pag umaapaw ka na sa independence, you have so much love to give yourself, that's when you have love to give someone else. Parang ganun. So, yun yung opinion ko sa independence.
100% agree. For me, I would really tackle on financial independence. It's my own opinion, and I think every woman should be financially independent, the same way that Macky described it, wherein she can stand on her own. But specifically money-wise, because it's how the world works now. You can gain your independence if you are financially stable, right? So it's one of the yung parang goals that I would love for women to really have, like something that you can call your own. Again, I would go back to what Louisa May Alcott like coined, because in their times, parang women is only an economic value. Yung parang they only marry for economic advantage. The good thing about now is that we have a lot of women who fought for us to be in this type of, to enjoy this type of freedom. So I would like to really take advantage of that, you know, be financially independent. I can do what I want. I can go where I want. I can eat where I want. And I think one of the things that I would encourage women is to be an expert in your field. So if you have chosen a career, be an expert in it. Don't just take it lightly, and don't make it as yung parang I go to work lang every day, blah blah blah, but you're not really yung parang taking the skill seriously, if that makes sense. Because once you are an expert in a certain field, you will be needed everywhere, and that will, you know, that will work to your advantage. And lastly, diba? Daming sinabi. Define your choices. It's very, I think I did this when I was in my 30s. 40s na ba ako, Mari? No, my early 30s.
I was gonna say, like, what?
It's okay, hindi halata sa
No, like you have to sit down with yourself and really ask what's my desired reality? What kind of life do I want? And stand by your choices. You know, work for it if it's something na you don't have pa. Because
the younger the better to make your choices. Like senior high school, after that, make your choices early.
Yeah.
I tell my niece that, like, be very decisive of what you want.
exactly. And be authentic, my gosh, girl. You only live once. You have to be your true authentic self. Like, how do I say that? How you deal with people, how you love, it should be the real you. Yung parang ganon. So yeah.
With being authentic naman, we go through different seasons. I cannot deny na I cringe with my, yung parang archive. Sa story pa, shit. Ay, sorry. Oh my gosh, what did I share? Tapos meron pa akong one time nakita ko sa memories ko, thank you sa like. Oh my God, thank you for liking this one. Inisa-isa ko pa. I tagged, kunyari, at Cookie, thanks for the like. At Jello, thanks for the like. Oh my God, anong generation ito? We all go through different phases. Go through it. You will never know. No one, parang a friend or a close person can walk through it with you, but you'll have to experience it yourself to know this is not me. Like, this is not the circle of people that I want. So you'll have to go through it, but it's only then can you know na this is my personality. This is what I want for myself. So yun.
There we go. You guys want to add anything?
Yeah, tama yung sinabi ni Eshi. Parang sa authenticity, we all go through phases, right? Siguro yung ano lang dun is, because we all cringe at the past. Diba? Parang pag titignan mo yung picture, bakit ko ginawa to? Pero nung time na yun yung uso eh, diba? So I think that's always something that you should embrace, especially, and I guess this is where the feminism comes, especially as a woman, right? Because men, when we make mistakes in the past, kayo na bahala kung anong context niya ilalagay. When we make mistakes in the past, we're often regarded as, oh, they're men, they can get away with things. But when women, you know, make certain decisions in their lives, and you know, it becomes part of their past. Parang from the women I know, at least, there are times that they would hindi lang cringe, they would be embarrassed to talk about, you know, the decisions they've made, and you know, even something as simple as the men they've dated, because you know, that's not me. I went through at some point that was us, that was you at that point, and that makes you who you are now. So when we talk about embracing authenticity, I think yun yung hard part. It's accepting na, you know what, I was dumber back then. I made that decision. I'm smarter now, you know?
It's the other way, dumber.
Regressive pa. You know, I was smarter dati Parang what happened to me?
How do you overcome?
Okay na tayo? Okay na?
So,
Anyways, I really love this episode. Macky, thank you so much
Thank
again
you
for
for having
joining
me.
Thank you,
us.
guys.
We're so
Appreciate you.
Grabe ang wisdom na na-share ni Macky.
Happy si Jello, you were there to support.
support.
Yeah.
Wala siya na ano. We were supposed to just fight about the competition. Why are women very competitive? Yun lang ang argument namin.
Trigger ba yan mo?
Because, again, kami ni Eshi, if we're on the same team, we always win.
That's the goal.
I know. Anyways, that's actually it, everyone. I hope this episode really, how do I say that? Inspired, opened your mind, and at the end of this episode, you might want to rethink where you at. Are you, in your choices, at your choices, being a woman, how would you define it for you?
Yeah.
And if you have stayed this long in our podcast, in this, ano ba? At the very end now, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. To our families and friends.
Dito ang angle ng
I'm
family.
sorry.
Yes.
Anita pala mga TFC. Thank you for the support. And yeah, again, women are 100% empowered if they choose to. But who cares? No, just kidding. But yeah, that's it, everyone. We'll see you on the next episode.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.